you're able
Okay,
to
I
keep
was worried this was going to be gross, so I had my ginger ale ready.
Is that really grossing you out right now?
Yes, like envisioning it.
All right, and here we go. It is time for another episode of Cash's Top 5, and this one has been in the making for, I will say, years now, because you and I have talked about doing crazy shenanigans together, a potential podcast and shows, and then we came up with this top 5 idea like a year ago. You did.
It's been a while. We've been talking about this for a while. I'm glad we're finally doing it.
Britt Baker finally joining the show. Britt, how are you, my dear?
Homebody version of Britt today. Just woke up from my nap, so I feel okay. Got some sleep. I'm ready to go. I've missed you. It's been so long.
I know. We were just kind of catching up before we started the show.
Yeah.
Like, it's been a while. You know, we've both lived a lot of lifetimes in the last couple of years. A lot of people have, obviously, with everything that's going on. But, you know, I moved out of state and moved back, and, you know, had a lot of mama time and family time. And,
you know,
so, yeah. And I want to say, I don't want to put too high of an expectation bar on this episode, but I will stand by this. There are people on TV that can come across as very warm and very fun or whatever, and then off camera they are very not. And then there are comedians who are similar, you know, that are very performative, and then they are very sullen off camera. But you seriously are one of like the funniest people I know.
And stop.
Seriously, you bring that silliness
You're just
onto
like
camera.
my horn.
No, I'm in the Britt Baker fan club, and I think more people should. So that's how excited I am for you to be on the show today.
Oh, thank you. Well, it's an honor to be here with you.
Well, and keep that sweetness in mind for the top 5 that you and I are about to do, because it's
the
about
oversharing.
A little rank with what we're going to talk about. I'll let you explain, because this was
when photos too.
Oh God, you really went to bat for this top 5. So what are we ranking today?
All right, so this top 5, you are much more mature than me, I feel like, in many situations. So
maybe.
But I wanted to do the top 5 disgusting but awesome products, whatever you want to call them, things. So who's going to start, me or you?
So you're going to start. Now you're saying, before we start with your number 5, though, you said products. So I went into this with
it doesn't have to be product. I think mine are all products, I think.
Okay, because I approach this as these things are disgusting, but they're awesome. So we'll see how it goes. This is, like we said, this is the oversharing episode. That's the theme.
Right. It's just each our own take on disgusting but awesome.
Disgusting but awesome, which hopefully will be the title of one of our autobiography down the road.
Right.
Yeah, let's kick it off. Britt, what do you have at number 5?
You know, sometimes I think I'm disgusting but awesome. All right. My number 5, anyone that has kids, babies, you know, there's those little like booger sucker things, right? Looks like a little bulb and you suck the boogers out. It's such a pain in the butt. The baby Frida baby, there's like a little tube and that you attach here. I'll just show you a picture. So there's a little tube, you put your mouth on the red thing, and then you stick this tip of this little nozzle in the baby's nose. Okay. You see the little demonstration there, and you suck the boogers out. I'll tell you why it's awesome, because I've tried so many times with that bulb syringe, and you have to keep it doesn't suck very hard, and the baby's like doesn't like it. You just plug their nostril, you suck it out, and it like takes all of the junk out in one shot. Like, it is amazing. It takes 2 seconds. Boogers really gross me out. Like, I can't look at boogers or anything. Like, I'll gag, like worse than poop. It grosses me out worse than poop. But the way that it sucks the snot out is amazing. Highly recommend if you have babies.
So let me ask you this. You're sucking the snot out of your little one. Is this kind of like siphoning gas, where you get it started and you have to quickly pull away so you don't?
No. There's like a little sponge. See, here's the little sponge. And that goes in like right here. And so that blocks it.
Okay, so you're able to create the suction out, and you don't then funnel, you don't beer bong snot into yourself.
You don't beer bong the snot. That's very important to not do that. Yep.
booger
So again,
sucker.
it is disgusting, but awesome.
Okay, that is a very strong start and sets the tone for the episode. I like that. That is super gross. It's better now that I know you're not. Yeah, that is why I made the face I made, because it really sounded like you're. Yeah. Anyway. Okay, so my number 5 for you is my things are like things that happen to the body or things that can come off the body or whatever. I did a very
You know what? I thought a few of those too, but it was hard to narrow down. So I'm glad you're doing that.
Yeah, well, we're going to cover a lot of ground here. Single guy, you have little ones, like all the grossness that can possibly happen. We're going to cover all those bases, I have a feeling. So my number 5 is when you have kind of like a dry scalp, or maybe you haven't showered in a couple days and you're just kind of gross on vacation, and you get a scalp itch and you kind of scratch, and then like a larger than normal flake you're able to take it out off your scalp intact. Like it's not dandruff, like it's not gross, but like you get some dry skin and you're able to get like a larger than normal flake to come off. Have you ever been able to do that?
I think that might be my husband. That happens to him all the time. Me,
Okay,
I think
so maybe it's a dude thing.
I think I scratch my head so much already anyway that everything just breaks up to be really small. Cause I was thinking like the little flakes that come out, like dry shampoo, dandruff, things like that. But my husband will walk around going like, and that's what gets me every time. It's like, he'll do this and then look at it.
That's because he's okay. I know what he's doing too. When you do that, because you can't look, usually it's on the top of your head, or depending on where you have dry skin. And if it breaks into little pieces, you're like, I ruined it. But if you're able to extract a larger than normal flake, not huge, but like a larger than normal flake, and you're
okay. I was worried this was going to be gross, so I had my ginger ale ready.
Is that really grossing you out right now?
Yes, like envisioning it.
Okay.
You know why I think I'm really grossed out is because we're talking about the picking and my husband doing this and looking at it and everything. And I've definitely like popped zits on his head before.
That's way worse.
And they've squirted in my face.
Oh my God.
That's not on the list because I don't think that's awesome.
Yeah, there's no
disgusting
upside
and
to
disgusting.
That. It's just disgusting. That's really funny. Yeah, let's not do that list where it's all just terrible. There's no upside to any of it. So none. I guess I have to explain why it's awesome, because it's just kind of gross right now.
And fun to look at.
There's a sense of accomplishment in being able to do it. Like you're a monkey scratching your head, but you're able to kind of surgically remove the scalp flake. And then you're able to kind of crumble it up. There's a feeling of accomplishment with that. I think it's
as long as you don't like collect them, that would be a little
gold member, cracking in the case, and that's a good one. Put that away. No.
All right, maybe we should move on to my next one.
All right, yeah, let's keep going. What do you got at number 4?
Okay. Yeah, you use Q-tips and you don't ever really get anything out. Like sometimes it'll be like you'll get some earwax on there, but you know that there's more in there. There is an ear wash. I don't know if you've ever heard of it's called Debrox ear wash.
I'm familiar.
So there's like a spray bottle. You put the solution in it. You put the tube in the ear like that. Okay. And then you hold
contraptions with your picks.
I know. You hold a little bowl underneath and you just squirt it in there.
So have you ever done that at the doctor's office where they have the little bowl and then they do the shooter thing?
I have not done it myself, but I've done it on my daughter because she had a really bad earwax buildup. And the stuff that came out, I mean, it was like a piece like this dang big. Okay. I'm like, how was that how could you hear anything? It was the most disgusting thing. I know that I've got a picture of it somewhere, but I've got like 30,000 photos in my phone, so I can't find it right now, on this short amount of time. But I took a picture of it because I was so impressed. But then after that, her ears were clean. She could hear really well. Nothing was itching. So it was disgusting, but amazingly awesome. So highly recommend if you've got an earwax problem, Debrox ear wash.
This episode is not sponsored, but
it is not
potentially in the future.
I mean, if anyone hears this though and hears this. I didn't even mean for that pun. It just came naturally.
Yeah. Well, and there's the video component to the podcast. Showing everybody.
Yes.
All right. Booger suckers and earwax removers. This is just exactly where I thought it was going to go, and I'm very excited for it. My number 5 for you was the scalp flake, which was not a popular pick for you. I get that, but hopefully I'll win you back with number 4, which also may not have too much upside, but we'll see. For me, number 4, disgusting but awesome, are maybe something you're battling right now post nap, but the morning crusties in the eyes. Big
I feel
fan.
that is so hard.
Big fan. Not only am I a fan of like normal ones, like you wake up, it's just a typical day and you got the little, you got to get the little stuff out. But like when you're a little sick and you wake up and your eye won't open, it's got those crust, you know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I do.
That's a good feeling. Like the when you finally get it to pop, it like feel like that's the awesome part, right? So eye crusties are number 4.
You know what? The only thing that I just noticed you did this. I do this and then I look at it. You have to look at it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you want to see the crusty.
It's
want
like
to see
it's an amber orangish brown.
Yes.
Usually,
yep.
Yeah.
If it's green, that's a bad sign.
Oh, I don't know that I've ever had one, but
green usually means infection.
You're such a mom. You know all the stuff. So yeah, that my number 4. Eye crusties.
Fun story for you real quick. I actually had some eye crusties the other day. I had just gotten off the air after 5 hours and I looked in the mirror for the first time because I don't know why I didn't look in the mirror the whole time I was on air. And I had these big old eye goobers and they were black because mixed with my makeup. And I was like, wow, I really hope no one could see that on TV. Big old eye boogers that I had for the whole show.
It would have been better to be on local news or TV in general back in the 90s when there weren't HD cameras that caught every little pixel, or like every little thing.
Oh yeah, it wouldn't be a big deal then.
You could get away with stuff. But yeah, I love the fact that you do a marathon 5 hours in a row on local TV doing the news, and then almost see what I look like now.
Yeah, I think I'm going to start checking the mirror a little more often. So
yeah.
All right, what are we on, number 3 now?
Number 3, booger suckers and earwax removers. What do we got next?
So next, I've tried a couple of different brands. There's like a Mighty Patch and a 3M patch, but have you heard of the zip patches?
No.
Okay. So if you get like a little blemish, there are these tiny little, they're smaller than a dime. They're very small, almost invisible patches that if you've got a blemish and it's like showing white, you put it on that zit and overnight, and it sucks all the zit gunk out. Okay. So like, I don't know if you can really see on this camera, but
yeah,
she put it on right there. And then in this photo, it like pulls it all out. And when you peel the patch off, the patch is like full of pus.
Ugh.
I've used them so many times. I swear to you, it worked. Like I've gotten some on my chin, like right here. I'll put them on, I'll leave them overnight, and I'll pull it off. And the whole thing is like full of pus. And like, I'll do this and the zit is completely gone. It's amazing. So much better than like picking at your face and, leaving scarring and stuff. Like it just sucks it right out. It is so cool.
So I think that's disgusting and decidedly not awesome, because there is no better feeling than getting a little.
Okay, well here, I do that. And when it hits the mirror.
Yep.
And when it makes a sound, like it sounds like a Rice Krispie, like. Yep.
You're missing out on all of that with this little remover thing.
Well, so here's the thing. Even if you pop a zit, honestly, I find it works better if you do kind of mess with it a little bit first, like obviously with clean hands. But like
agitate a little bit.
If I've like almost like broken the skin a little bit, like tried to pop it so it just like made the pore a little bit bigger at least, but it's like really deep in there, it will kind of like open that way to suck the rest of it out. So honestly, I think it does work a little bit better if you pick at it at first before. So, I mean, it's kind of the best of both worlds there.
I'll give you that. Yeah. I mean, there's no substitute for the mirror action, but there's enough coming from the other side that's okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So zit removing. All right. That's great.
Zip patches, yes.
My number 3 for you is probably the grossest one. I think. I'm not sure how you're going to take it. Because I was not expecting you to gag at the scalp stuff. So that bothered you. We'll see how this one goes. I don't know that I've ever had athlete's foot before. I might have. I don't know if it's the same as jock itch or what, but when you get a really like athlete's foot type itch on the inside or bottom of your foot, and you take your other foot and you just grind and scratch and claw and the itch doesn't go away, but it kind of does, and then it starts to hurt a little bit, but then it feels really good.
Yeah.
Athlete's foot is disgusting but awesome.
It is not awesome.
It's so the scratching, you know what I'm talking about? When
you can scratch your foot without it having athlete's foot.
Okay, so itchy foot, I guess.
Okay, itchy foot. I'll take itchy foot. That's fine.
All right.
It's like it's like scratching an itch. Athlete's foot though gets like peely and like skin starts falling off and stuff.
All right, so that's not as awesome. That's kind of just disgusting.
See, that's what I'm thinking of is like the dead skin like falling off and stuff.
Okay, so not athlete's foot, but it's an itch that like when you get an itch on your arm or whatever and you scratch it, it just goes away.
Uh-huh.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like an itch that's like, oh, you can't get your shoe off fast enough to get in there and just scratch and scratch.
Kind of like a mosquito bite.
Yeah, a little bit.
I get it. Yep.
Okay, that's what I'm talking about.
It is very satisfying. That is very satisfying. I'll give you that.
Not necessarily itchy foot and not necessarily athlete's foot. That, whatever that is.
So like extra itchy foot.
Yeah. The non-athlete's foot, the lazy man's foot. We'll workshop it. We'll come up with something. But you know what I'm talking about.
Okay. Okay. Right. Yeah, I do know exactly what you're talking about.
We're approaching top 2. You haven't really grossed me out too much so far. The zit one, little pissed me off just a bit. The booger sucker is fine because the sponge is there. But we're gonna see how this next 2 go. So what do you got at number 2?
Number 2, bidets. Okay.
Okay, yeah.
And I'm laughing at this one because it's called Butt Buddy.
Great name.
You can literally just go. Like I went on Amazon and got a bidet toilet seat, and you just put a toilet seat onto your existing toilet, and there's like a little hookup that you put to the water. Comes with a little remote control and everything. All these different settings. It has a seat heater. It's kind of like, once you get like heated seats in your car, you can never go back. Once you get a heated toilet seat, you can never go back. Every toilet seat's going to be cold after that. You will never stand up from the toilet not feeling your absolute cleanest when you use a bidet. And I mean, it can like rinse you out from the inside, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I think we know exactly what you mean.
Like it is amazing. Yeah, rinse you out from the inside.
Yeah, we know what a bidet, like, if you know what I'm saying. Like, no,
it is amazing. Highly recommend. 5 stars.
So you never go back to non-heated seats. You never go back to heated toilet seat.
Once you've had a bidet,
you never go back. Like if you're out and have to use like a public restroom, or if you're staying in a hotel, they don't have one. Like, does that really bum you out then?
I mean, not bum me out, but it's cold. And then I just like don't feel clean. Like I feel like I have to shower after the bathroom. You know what I mean? Like that's the only way that I'm going to feel as clean. This is like you feel more clean than when you get out of the shower. I'm not even kidding you.
Okay.
That's how clean it feels. But you got to make sure that you position yourself just right. Otherwise, it's going to be all spraying behind you.
It's so it takes a few tries to get the target on lock.
you gotta get the, hit right the eye of the target, bullseye. You know what I mean?
I don't know. I guess that's not as disgusting. I guess people just don't talk about that as much. But that is pretty.
I mean,
awesome.
If you look in there afterwards, it's pretty disgusting. But
I'm glad you're not showing us a picture of that. You're like, when you look after, and
I'm not gonna no. But I do have a photo for you for my number 1 of myself that you'll enjoy.
Oh God. Okay.
Not really, but
So my number two for you is pretty related to one you mentioned before. It's not a booger sucker. It's not the product itself. But let's say, it's cold out for the first time in a while. You've got, if you crank the heat a little bit and you wake up and you're just, your nose is like a box of Cheez-Its. There, it's just, you can't breathe. You go in and take a hot shower and you're able to just kind of snot rocket and like all this crap comes out. Disgusting, but awesome. Don't throw up. Don't throw up.
This whole conversation is TMI, so I'm just gonna say it. My husband does that. Like sometimes we'll just, take a shower and the same shower at the same time, trying, if we're in a hurry, whatever. He cannot take showers without doing that, but he gets like really bad drainage and he'll be in there like and blowing and hacking, and then it's on the ground and I can see it. And I'm like, why did you get in here? I wanted to take my shower in peace. And now you're just in here like blowing snot all over the ground. He's going to hate me for this.
Yeah, I get it though. I mean, I know that married couples shower together, some quite a bit and some not at all, but I know that that's a thing. I don't know that I would ever want that, like I'm in there.
That's like self-care. I like my alone time in the shower.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's my time to be at peace and I can do my routine. I do things in a certain order. I don't need somebody's elbow in my way and hogging the water. Like, because when you're not under the water, it's really cold in the back of the shower.
Exactly. And you also don't want someone else blowing their snot all over you.
Yeah, that's actually pretty bad too. I would not want that. Okay.
Yeah, it's the booger stuff that really grosses me out. All right, I got to pull up another picture for this one.
Okay, so we had
number one,
the booger sucker, we had earwax remover, the zit remover, the bidet to clean you out on the inside.
Okay.
Number one, disgusting but awesome for Britt Baker. What do you got?
Okay, have you ever heard of the baby feet foot peel?
No.
Okay. You're going to look it up after this. I know it. It's like almost like kind of like a plastic bag, like a Ziploc bag in the shape of like a boot. You can get them on Amazon. And there's like some solution in it. You put it on your feet for like an hour. And then a few days later, like your whole foot like basically comes off, like all the dead skin. We're talking about boogers and dirt. My nose is running. So after a few days, your skin starts to kind of lift up and peel off. And it's to remove, the purpose of it is to remove all the dead skin and give you baby feet and that like clean new brand new skin underneath.
I got you.
So for all the foot people out there,
no, all the creeps in your DMs,
all the people that have asked me for feet pics in my DMs over the last few years, this is what I'm just going to show them from now on. And I've got not one, but two pictures for you. Okay.
Okay. Oh my.
Do you see that? I promise you my feet do not look like that. That is from when it was all peeling off.
The peel. Yeah.
And now this one, this is my heel. Bruh.
Oh my God. It looks like you're going to lose your foot.
Your whole foot basically comes off like a sock. It's like, imagine your foot is a sock. I mean, not the top of it, but the bottom of it just comes off in like pieces. Like it's so bad, Cash, that I had to wear socks. I hate wearing socks to bed, but I had to wear socks 24/7, except for when I was in the shower, obviously, but had to wear them to bed, like around the house, everywhere, because I just had skin falling off my feet like so bad. I mean, look at that.
Yeah.
No,
that's really gross.
Take it in. 10 days later though, it was, my feet were like the smoothest, like it was like I had brand new feet. I'm not even kidding you. It was like
that's the awesome part.
Better than the best pedicure I've ever had in my life. Hence, it is awesome.
So I've never had a pedicure. That's where, do they take like a file to your foot essentially? And
yeah, like a cheese grater type thing.
Scrape it off. That's got to.
And they scrape all the dead skin off. So it's basically doing the same thing, but it all just like falls off.
All right.
It's disgusting.
The picture did help, because if you had just kind of described that, I don't know if it would have been that bad, but that looks like you've got a disease. That's pretty bad.
I tried and true. It worked.
Okay. All right. So I think you're going to win this, honestly. My number one for you. So I had scalp flake coming off,
Yeah.
morning crusties, not athlete's foot, just normal foot itch, but bad. The huge snot rocket and the feeling afterwards. My number one, you kind of already touched on it with your daughter, but I can't help it. It's the earwax remover. I got it bad in Pensacola when I was living in Florida for a year. I don't know if it was allergies or what, but I got a real bad ear infection. And like I was all clogged up and you can't hear and it's painful. And you're like,
Ear
"This
infection
sucks."
junk.
Yeah. And so you do the Debrox and then you kind of lay like this and then you try to do that and then you shower and you try to do the bulb or whatever. And I was laying in bed watching TV and I had like paper towels and like toilet paper and stuff, like just kind of catch stuff, because you're supposed to let it drain out or whatever. And just this bloop, like my ear opened up and I was like, oh my God, this, like what you said, when like, how did that come out of, like, it's like giving birth, like that
through your ear canal.
Like, yeah, it's the canal it works in mysterious ways and it can do magical things. And when it, and you can hear again and the pain's gone and you got this kind of gross stuff to kind of be proud of.
I know, like you don't know what to do with it. Like you want to ball it up or something. I don't know.
Yeah. You're like, I can't save it. I can't really like, I can't place this on a mantle and present it and so people can
show somebody. Yeah.
You just got to eventually throw it away. It's like toenail clippings. You're like, well, I can kind of bend it a little bit, but now I got to throw them away. Yeah. Number one, earwax removing Debrox. Shout out.
I mean, that was on my list too. So highly recommend. Yes.
So what didn't quite make the list for you, but it's disgusting, but awesome for you?
Okay. I have a few honorable mentions. Most people don't think deodorant is disgusting. But if you think about it, all you could be doing with deodorant is masking your stank of like not showering for 3 days. You know what I mean?
So the idea of,
I mean, I'm not going to lie. There have been times when I've had like a long day, late night, and I went to work and I did not shower. You got it. I'm good. You know what I mean? Nobody knows. I haven't gone more than that, but I know people that have, like, 2-3 days not showering, you put some deodorant on and it's like you're good as new.
Dude, that's funky, man. I can't do that. That's really gross.
You want to hear my other honorable mention, or do you have another one?
No, of course. Go ahead.
Tampons.
Oh, yeah.
And just feminine hygiene products in general. But if you think about it, like, I remember when I was younger and, didn't know how to use tampons, and I was like, every month I was like very limited on what I could do. And then I learned how to use tampons and that opened up a whole new world for me. You know what I mean? I could go swimming, I could go running, I could do things without worrying about like the gush of blood coming out whenever you're just like sitting there and you can just feel it and you're like,
yeah,
I gotta go to the bathroom real fast. If you think about it, it's weird because like you're just like shoving a wadded up like cotton pad with a string hanging out up your vagina and then like blocking the blood from coming out, but it allows you to do normal everyday activities without bleeding everywhere. So tampons are awesome.
Shout out Tampax, another sponsor for the show. Yeah, I would say a lot of that down there stuff is disgusting but awesome. Like, you've given birth twice. I am told, I am not a father, but I am told that it can get a little gross down there, but then it's the miracle of life, it's the miracle of childbirth, so that's fairly disgusting but awesome, I would say.
I had basically an adult diaper for like a few weeks because of all the blood.
You're gonna have creeps asking for pictures of that now too, like the feet are you got the,
and that's when you just
pictures.
hit the block button.
Yeah, you don't need that in your life. Nope. Did you have another one? honorable mention?
Not written down, but since you've just been talking about like not products but things, belching.
Yeah,
I
getting a good burp.
Some people think that it's disgusting. I mean, I guess it kind of is, but and I have like a weird talent. Nobody knows this because obviously I don't just like run around burping. I only really do it at home. So my husband, he still married me, okay? But I can belch better than any guy I've ever met. And it is so satisfying. Like I just feel so much better afterwards. You know what I mean? And I think
You
it's because
should.
I talk so fast and I eat so fast and all these things and I just get filled with air and like I'll just randomly bah! And I mean it will like shake a plant. If it's like close enough to me, the leaves will like shake from the vibration of the sound.
You should do that more. I want you to start being known for that.
I will take a video next time I'm going to. I'll take a video and I'll send it to you. How about that?
That's cool. I'll feel real weird when I get it too. Like this is just for me. Like I don't know if this is cool or not.
Britt Baker burping videos. That could be like a weird OnlyFans.
You'd be so rich. Oh man.
It's like that girl that bottled her farts. Did you hear about that?
Of course.
Yeah.
Another thing I'm jealous of. I didn't think of, and I probably wouldn't have been as successful, but still. Genius. Manipulate the marketplace.
I mean,
There's
yeah.
a demand for it. God. The only honorable mention I kind of had, other than childbirth, of course, was lint out of the belly button.
Oh, so satisfying. I picked my husband's out.
I feel bad for people who are like super thin or they have like an outie or it's not as cavernous as other people and you're able to just kind of get that out of there and then wash that out when you're in the shower. Like that's
I don't know. I picked my husband's belly button.
You guys were made for each other, man. You guys are like when you see monkeys on the Discovery Channel and they're like picking stuff out of their hair and messing with each other. Like, you guys doing that.
I pick his belly button. I pop his head zits, everything. Yeah.
True love. One day I'll find it. Britt, this was amazing. Thank you so much.
It's so much fun.
You go in waves on your social media train. Sometimes you're a little more active. Sometimes you like to take your break, which I definitely understand, but I want people to be able to find you. I want people to be able to follow you. Give us all the handles. Where can people find you?
Britt Baker TV. That's my handle on everything. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. I'm not really super active on Twitter, and that's like more professional, I guess.
Sure.
Probably my Instagram is where I'm the most real me.
Here's me eating some Taco Bell because
I
want a crunch wrap. And TikTok. Oh my God, you blew
I do
up.
TikTok too. Yeah,
you blew up when it first came out because I was just like anybody else. You're like, I'm not sure about this new thing, and then you get addicted to it. And you're like, oh, TikTok, this is hilarious. There's all kinds of stuff. It's awesome. But your shenanigans in the TV studio and the random stuff you'd get into, hilarious. I love it.
Oh, thank you. TikTok is fun. You know, once I get 1,000 followers, I can start going live too. I don't have 1,000 followers yet, but
if you start
that will
promoting
open up a whole new world.
It's all about consistency. That's all. Well, this was super gross and absolutely disgusting. And
yes, I loved every second of it.
But this was so much fun. This episode was disgusting, but awesome.
Yep.
Britt, thank you very much. We'll talk to you soon, dear.
Kash, thank you.